So I've returned to this book still, and I've moved around a lot since I bought this book when I was a teenager. And over time, I lost every single one of my books. I used to move almost every half year in my 20s and 30s, but I managed to still keep this book. So this is my only link to my teenage years and my only link to my 20s. I don't have any other books from then. I bought books since then, and I moved abroad for a little bit and various things, but I kept this close to me. Partly because on reading this book, I discovered poetry. I don't really remember studying poetry much at school, but this book convinced me of the power of poetry. And after this book, I never stopped reading poetry, and I've been reading poetry for decades now. So this really changed my life, this one book. It convinced me that poetry has a power of its own. You don't, and I used to write sort of rock lyrics for like rock bands, and suddenly when I discovered this, I thought, well, I don't need it. I don't need guitars and drums. Good poetry has the guitars, drums, keyboard in it. It's there in the words on the white page. So this is my music. I listen to music still, but this changed me and made me want to write poetry as well as just continue reading poetry almost every day ever since.